Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, group chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
Ladies and gentlemen, we made it to Friday.
We did.
Welcome. I want to start off the pod. You know, we have some bad news.
What is it? Or is it good news?
Good news.
I think it's great news. Yeah.
Great news.
Yeah, I feel great about it. D's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so we had our live show the other night, and I'm guessing, you know, our real listeners tuned in and listened, and they could probably hear that D was in rare form and not in a good way.
Right.
I don't know if it's the lights or the crowd or the 1942.
Yeah, I mean, is comparing San Diego to Kabul, Afghanistan?
Yeah.
I mean, ridiculous. And I just, then saying
And the
he's Joe
Valley
America.
to 8 Mile?
And calling himself Joe America, I mean, mocking. And I don't know, I mean, judging people by what type of house they grew up in.
Yeah, so we got letters from lawyers. Had to be removed.
We clipped him.
Yeah.
So he's gone. So it turns out we are a fan of cancel culture. And
He's canceled.
He's canceled. So D has been canceled. So listen, if you like the show, for all the, you know, loudmouth D antics, I'm sorry.
I'm also looking for a new person to pay my...
Also, Pete needs a new owner. So
Yeah.
Pete's now up for... Pete's up for adoption. Pete is...
That sounds so bad.
Yeah, yeah.
He does a good job. Pete does a good job.
Pete does a good job. He's
Yeah,
hard
so
working.
I'm not paying him. Are
Anybody
you
has
paying him,
jobs.
Drama?
Yeah,
Oh,
there's no way either one of you pays
He's not in
me.
the budget.
No.
So
Haircuts are barely in the budget for you.
Yeah, you get haircuts and snacks from the Young and Reckless kitchen. Okay. So anyway, Pete needs a new owner, but this is what happens. I think things get out of hand, and you have to shut it down.
This is show business.
Show business, man. You got to clip them and keep on moving.
Exactly.
So this group chat is about to get a lot more fact-based, and
You might actually learn something.
there you go. Okay, so obviously we're joking. Listen, we had our live show the other night. It was incredible. D was, all those things were true. D was just talking crazy.
Yeah.
I heard, like, it's funny because we're new to live shows, so I find myself like judging every little reaction from the crowd on like how we're doing.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of like when D would say
Well,
things.
D was just on one. The lights in his face, and he just thought he had to talk. I think Parker summarized it best. He's standing next to me, and he's like, Drama asks a question, D answers, then Drama asks Anand the question, and then D answers. And then Drama says, okay, moving on, let's let Anand talk here, and D answers.
Yeah.
And that was the thing. It was
That's
just
the
D
format
talking.
of our live show now.
Yeah, that's the live shows.
So whatever. I think D has a little Trump in him.
Oh, yeah.
I think when he gets up to he thinks he's at a Trump rally, and he's Donald.
Yeah, because he contradicts himself from luxury to Joe America.
He made a Shawshank reference that made no sense.
Yeah.
And he's like, and then he blamed it on us. He's like, haven't you seen Shawshank? That's not my fault. Your reference made no sense.
0 cents.
Gosh.
I was scratching my head a lot of the show.
But he's speaking to the masses. He has the sound bites to the masses. He's Trump. He doesn't
does.
have to make sense. Just get the sound bite.
Yeah, and I got to say I respect it. I think it's good for, the good thing is we get to protect our reputations. We get to walk out of there and say, whoa, I don't know what he said. I love San Diego. And we get to get the ratings boost from him being ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, he's tough, but we got to accept him. And I'm
So if
guessing
someone's getting beaten up on the street of the three of us, it's him.
I mean, not even a question. Literally, Anthony came up to me after and he's like, D needs security. He's going to get beat up. So whatever, if he gets beat up, it's great for, once again, it'll be a great Monday morning episode.
Yeah.
D got beat up this weekend.
Great content.
Let's talk live show, man. That was our second one. So just to clarify, we've done a handful of live shows, but we came up with this plan. Thank God we have a great relationship with the guys at H-Wood, and so we were able to use the Peppermint nightclub venue.
Thank you, Brian and John.
Thank you, guys. And we really wanted to use that to work out what our live show could really be, so that we could potentially go to other cities and stuff like that. So our goal in the new year is to do much more of those things. But that was our second one, and man, it was just incredible. The people that come, the feeling of like. In all honesty, we have a lot of room to grow. We can really crush it. But man, the feeling of people laughing and yelling at you. We had a heckler.
Yeah?
We had a heckler that was heckling us for the Michael Vick comments.
Right.
I felt like a real comedian. But just that feeling of interacting with a crowd is just pretty sick.
It was awesome. So my two takeaways is that I think we felt more comfortable. So now we've had so many reps. Like
Yeah.
we do this 3 times a week. And I think for all 3 of us, it's gotten to the point where I don't even know there's a crowd.
Yeah.
Because it's a conversation among the 3 of us and people just so happen to be in the room.
Yeah.
And the other takeaway is I think we both did this purposely, both live events. I didn't text any of my friends to come.
Yeah.
I just put it on social, and if people wanted to come, they reached out. And it wasn't like a flex or anything. I was like, no, we want people who actually want to be there.
Yep.
And we had a packed house.
Yep.
So
And all of our friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's rare that you do something like, I got to be honest, like even for my personal experience with Young and Reckless, my audience for Young and Reckless isn't necessarily my friend group.
Right.
So like if they come out to like a Young and Reckless launch or something like that, or like a Pac Sun thing, like they're just supporting me because I asked them to.
Yeah.
This, they legitimately just listen and they show up to watch.
Yeah, and our friends are very busy people. They're not showing up to things they don't want to.
Yeah.
That's like very clear.
Yeah.
And everyone there is so smart and respectful. It's not like other types of fans or like YouTubers fans or whatever, where there's like stupid people that want pictures. It's like they want to come up, ask a smart, insightful question.
Yeah.
And it's like a bunch of cool, smart people, which is kind of rare.
Yeah. He was
Yeah.
one big thing that really struck me is this one young man came up to me, and he was one of the winners of the Charlotte jersey, Pete. And he came up to me and we were talking, and I was like, oh, how did you find out about the podcast? He found out because he works at Travis Kalanick's Cloud Kitchen thing.
Yeah.
And when we were talking about the company, they put it in the company Slack and said, hey, this podcast is talking about our company.
Right.
And so they all shared it. And I was like, oh shit, what do we say about the company? Because I didn't remember.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we get a little crazy.
I'm sure G said something negative and I said something positive.
Sure,
That's
and I
probably
said
what
moving
happened.
on. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I kept us moving. But anyway, so it's just cool to see like when you're talking about these emerging companies and stuff like that, that people are sharing it and people are just discovering group chat completely outside of our like solar system.
Yeah, and these are like high caliber people, and that's the thing I want to stress.
Yep.
The people that show up with a live audience, like the person you're talking about, we didn't even blow up his name because I don't know if he wants to be public or not, but he's a software engineer from Uber
Yeah.
that moved down here to work at Cloud Kitchens.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's a really smart dude.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. And a lot of people came up to me asking for like advice and stuff afterwards. A guy asked me about advice in like the off-price market.
Yeah.
And like, it's just, I don't know, it's cool. Like I said, like I want to be careful here too, because I'm very thankful for everything I've ever had. But like those old like Tilly's meet and greets,
Yeah.
meeting 14-year-old MTV fans was
Right.
not the same enjoyable experience. And we weren't hanging around afterwards and chatting. And it's just cool to have created something where the people that show up, you legitimately enjoy talking to and hanging out with afterwards.
Yeah, and in addition to listening to us talk for an hour,
Yeah.
if you attend, it's probably good for your own business because you're meeting other high caliber people
Yep.
that could potentially be a future business partner, a future like
Yeah.
contact that's going to help you in some way.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool about the community that is being created.
Yep.
Obviously, the Run Club has that, and it's pretty clear we have that too.
Yeah.
And it's the most powerful community of people that actually, because if you do listen to the podcast, like you're educated.
Yep.
You like to have fun. You're not like a complete nerd because you like to laugh about some things.
Yeah.
You're educated. You're social. It's like these are the people you want to be involved with in life and business.
Yeah.
Okay, here, fuck all of our responses. Pete, what was your experience? I
He
heard
was,
a lot
hitting
of
on,
people-
he was hitting on girls the whole time.
A lot of people were asking you about your bowel movements. One, I don't know if she wants to be named either, but a young lady came up to me and asked how she could find a Pete, not to date, but she just wanted a.
Oh, yeah. She
a
came up to
helper.
me too. Yeah.
So what was your experience like?
She asked me, how do I find a female P? And I go, I don't think I'd want to meet a female P.
No, just shitting all the time.
Yes, doing all the nasty stuff. I thought it was really good. This is probably one of the bigger turnouts, especially in compared to the first one. And I think anything else you guys have done, I think this is probably the biggest crowd. And everybody was super tuned in. Like as I kind of looked around the room, creating content throughout the entire thing, I gotta get lost.
Yeah.
Because I'm just concentrating on capturing it. But the few times that I kind of started looking around the room, everybody was super tuned in. Everybody, I think, enjoyed it, and they always have a really good time. But
Okay,
yeah,
so fuck your like this is all this politically correct answer. What really happened? Were people asking you about pooping?
oh yeah,
Were
people
like,
kept telling me I was a shit, and there was opposing sides. There's one dude that like interrupted me, like talking to somebody. He goes, "Hey man," he like whispers in my ear. He's like, I just want to let you know you're the shit, man. Fuck what they say about your poops. And I was like, he's like, it takes a strong man to stand up to him and say, hey, this is normal.
Yeah. Did
like-
anyone call you an idiot?
Yeah, everybody called me an idiot. And then they go, I'm just kidding. You're not actually an idiot. They just made me say it.
So how did you feel? Did you feel like appreciated and welcomed in that room?
Yeah. Everybody always says like, "What's up, Pete?" Or they go, "Oh, that's Pete." I think they don't have an idea of who I am because I'm not on camera.
I think you have to be a pretty bad person if you dislike Pete. I mean, we shit on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you guys pay
We
to
call
shit
him an
on me.
idiot.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna show up at a live event and say "fuck you, Pete," I hate you,
guy,
you're just
yeah.
a mean guy.
Yeah. You know what else is a recap is I just realized right now I didn't get a text from my dad.
Oh no.
Yeah, so he might not have liked how we recapped.
Or do you think he was just hurt feelings?
Yeah, maybe. I was trying to think like I don't feel like I said anything mean. I mean, I was just telling some jokes. Maybe I should text him after this.
Heard you
Yeah.
didn't want to fly him out. He's protesting.
Yeah, the whole intro we
He's
did.
Colin Kaepernicking us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's protesting. Oh,
He's
man.
kneeling.
Okay, well, I'm going to text him afterwards, make sure we're all good. But whatever, it was great. I don't want to keep harping on it. It was amazing. I can't thank the people enough that come to that thing. I know that once again on this show we tend to get very comfortable and act very arrogant, but I think that like support is just insane to see. And I can't wait moving into the next year when we do start focusing on that more and potentially maybe going other places and stuff like that, how that grows. Because I think that's something very unique to our podcast and our audience that not everyone can recreate.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, and about D is actually in Seattle. He's up at Amazon, so I'm really hoping we get some like inside info or something.
Yeah. Get us some inside info on Amazon, and it seems like he's keeping his pledge that he's going to make these frequent trips to Seattle to check on the homelessness.
Yeah, I don't believe it. Like I think he'll make frequent trips to Seattle to try to boost his Amazon business. I don't think he's getting anywhere near homeless people.
Such a politician. He says
Yeah.
he's going for the homeless people.
Yeah.
Literally just
It's a good narrative he can spin.
He's Trump. I think it's confirmed.
he's just scampering from an Uber Black into the front doors of Amazon and back.
Oh yeah,
That's it.
He's not walking around downtown.
Not even making eye contact with a homeless person.
Yeah, and he posted his Canada Goose.
Yeah. Must be nice.
Yeah,
Henry.
jacket.
Yeah, he's a Henry.
Henry, like this guy did a whole breakdown of Henrys, and he's a freaking Henry.
He's absolutely a Henry.
Okay. How about some news?
Let's do it.
Let's talk about it. So, Anand, one of our favorite shows, this is one of your favorite shows, right? Succession?
For sure.
Okay. So, first top favorite show I would say is probably Ballers. Or not Ballers. Sorry, I love Ballers, but Billions.
Yep.
And then Succession is kind of similar for a similar audience.
I would say Billion, Succession, Silicon Valley. That's like the trifecta.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so incredible show. We both love it. A lot of our friends love it, that type of thing. One of the characters on that show that was really like one of the stars is this young guy who plays like the wonky cousin. He's almost like me and Robin Big. He's like the, he's like the goofy cousin that is like involved in this super rich family and whatever. He's a main character in that show. It turns out he has a new gig where he's going to be a new type of star.
Yeah.
And he's going to be playing one of our favorite entrepreneurs of all time, Adam Newman.
That's amazing.
This guy got casted. So who's making the documentary? Is it Netflix? Where's
HBO.
It? HBO's making
A TV series.
Yeah, I didn't mean that. Not a documentary.
So HBO's doing a TV series. He's
Yep.
playing the character of Adam Newman. There's also a WeWork movie that's in the works,
Wow.
which is completely separate from this. And what's
They're going to be Firefest.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like when you turn into content about how bad you were, you're Firefest.
it's fascinating how quickly even this part has come.
Yeah.
So we went from 6 months,
Yeah.
soup to nuts, $50 billion company to can't go public, is getting bailed out with loans, and SoftBank is trying to like fire everyone and save the company just to exist. And there's rumors, there are not rumors, there's truth to this. They're trying to get out of leases that they have all around the world.
Yeah.
And we already have a show?
Yeah.
This
if
is
you
wild.
told him the beginning of 2019 when he was worth 50, the company's worth 50 billion,
By the end of this thing,
There's-
you'd be Elizabeth Holmes.
you'd be, yeah.
you'd have a TV series and a movie in the works from HBO, and I don't know who has the movie rights,
Yeah.
that are talking about the unraveling of your $50 billion company.
Screwed. Imagine if you were that CEO. Where was that guy from? That they wanted to recruit?
T-Mobile.
Yeah.
So imagine if you're that T-Mobile CEO, you're thinking about taking the job, and you're like, well, no, like there's an HBO series and a movie coming. Like, no, thank you.
I think that's just the ultimate nail in the coffin in 2019. Like your business goes down and then you get the HBO or Netflix show.
I'm kind of shocked that this is happening before the Uber movie TV. Because the Uber story's not bad yet.
Yeah.
Is that why?
I think if Travis would have stayed on and Uber would have, like, there would have been reports of like valuation so absurdly high, you could have made a movie about Travis.
Right.
But
They could have done the Social Network Part 2.
Yeah.
Kind of.
He bailed out though. Because he bailed out, it hurts the narrative of a movie.
Yeah, and Uber's still worth 50 billion. So it's not like Travis leaves, the company crashes to zero.
Yeah. You need this crazy long-haired guy with no shoes on to be the star. But man, that was quick. It's one thing to turn into a meme like Peloton, but when you turn into a full HBO series and a movie, you're screwed.
So you know you've made it.
Made it, man, for all the wrong reasons.
Right.
Meanwhile, this guy's going to be more famous than ever and a multi-billionaire.
Great.
Yeah, I mean, he's so rich, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, Adam Newman won here.
Yeah, he's
no,
walked
what's
away with-
Firefest guy's name? Brian? Or?
Billy.
Yeah, because he
Yeah,
did
he's no
nothing
Billy.
illegal. His dumb investors enabled and did everything legally. You could argue it's unethical, but it's not illegal.
So does he start another company ever? What does he do the rest of his life?
So now let's assume he's worth $1 billion. I don't know what the number is. It's somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah.
In cash that's been either sold or whatever. I think he just, invests in businesses. I don't think he starts another company, but who knows? People are stupid. They'll
I bet
back
he'll
him.
try.
He'll definitely, yeah.
He can't not.
The
Because in his
redemption.
mind, he was probably right. Like, if you ask him, he was probably right and, like, someone screwed him over.
Yeah.
You know? Like, if it wasn't for the stupid blah, 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 I would have been fine. It was my
Stupid
board.
Asian dude who put all that money into my company.
I mean, Ben Horowitz, who's obviously a really smart dude, has done a ton of interviews lately. And when they ask him about WeWork, they're like, for all the shit he's getting and the company's getting, and he says in his like support of like what he created, he said he's the first person other than Donald Trump to make a commercial real estate a consumer brand.
Yeah, that's true. You got to give him
That's
credit for
interesting.
that.
And
He's like a
also-
Kanye character. I mean, all
Yeah.
these guys. Like, you do one thing like revolutionary, it takes a psychopath to do
Yeah.
that.
But also, he also built like a $7 billion company, whatever you want to call it, which is still pretty impressive.
Yeah. No, it's impressive.
No, the concept worked. It just works at a smaller valuation
Yeah.
with less money.
Just got out of hand. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, here's my next question. I want to jump into sports for a minute. You're a big sports guy.
Huge.
Do you still watch the NBA in particular, is my question, because I know it's prime NBA season. You still like go post up at a bar and like watch it with your homies? You watch it on TV at home? How do you consume it?
It's a great question.
Thank you.
So the NBA is, I'm a diehard NBA fan. I have been my whole life.
Okay.
It's impossible to watch all the games.
Just
As much
because
as I
there's
love
too many.
basketball, there's 82 games.
Yep.
And, I have a family, kid, game starts at 7:30. Inevitably, there's things to do. You can't consume this much content.
Yeah.
And I love the game. So I think just like other diehard NBA fans, we just consume the content differently.
Yeah. So how do you consume it mainly?
So there's so many accounts that capture all the highlights.
That's what I'm saying. I
instantly.
consume
Yeah.
it all House of Highlights.
Yeah.
House
Or
of Highlights.
Barstool.
That's all I watch is House of Highlights.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if the Lakers are playing the Bucks and it's against Giannis, the Greek Freak, yeah, I'm going to watch that game.
Yeah, I agree. So my reason for asking is it seems like that is happening across the board because there's these new articles and stuff coming out. The NBA ratings are just getting smashed across the board. Like no real like, oh, well, it's because blah, blah, blah. It's across the board they're getting smashed. And I think the question is why? But I would have to argue that it's exactly what you just said. You're a diehard fan. Because me, I only consume basketball via Instagram.
Right.
That's it. But so you're already taking my maybe 1 or 2 views away.
Right.
But even for someone like you, you're still switching a large portion to social media. Is that why this is happening?
Yeah, so ratings are down 20 to 25%.
That's a lot.
In ESPN and TNT, which is where the games are being aired nationally.
Yep.
That's a staggering number.
Yeah.
And
Is that in line with TV ratings as a whole?
so TV ratings are down, but I don't think 20 to 25% year over year. That's insane.
Well, I do think let me just say, I think part of this story is like the way you view content is changing for NBA. It's changing the way everyone views content. So that's definitely part of.
So, like, for example, I moved into my apartment and
Yep.
I don't have cable. So I don't watch basketball games.
Yeah, I don't
I
have
love
cable.
watching games. And even I used to watch at my mom's house, and my mom actually cut the cable too. And she's all Netflix, Hulu now.
Yeah.
Like, I'd have nowhere to watch a game. I could try to stream it, or I could
Yeah.
download YouTube TV, which I just don't want to.
Yeah. I don't think this story is an NBA problem. I think it's an ESPN TNT problem.
So I actually think so. The NBA is obviously in coming out and pushing different narratives on what the reason is. So Mark Cuban and Adam Silver say it's cord cutting, which is part of the reason.
Yeah.
Then there's, I think it's a much deeper story. So cord cutting is obviously part of it. Then they said the Warriors suck now, which was like propping up ratings for the last couple of years. And then they say LeBron moving to the West Coast.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Absolute dumbest thing because he's on the fucking Lakers.
Yes. And not only that, but they're having this incredible moment that's so
Yeah.
amazing to watch. Like
And they're great.
Yeah.
They're like 21-3, 20-3, something like that.
I would argue there's nothing better for NBA ratings than the Warriors actually sucking and these new beasts sort of emerging.
Right.
Like, that's great for the story.
And I think the NBA's part of the problem. In addition, obviously, it's just a number of factors that are all coming together that's yielding this result. And I think the part of it that people are underestimating is that, especially in the last 3 to 5 years, it's very clear players are just mercenaries.
Yeah.
Like they'll be on Kevin Durant will be on the Thunder, then he'll go to the Warriors and say, "Fuck you, I'm on the Nets."
Yeah.
And all these players are now also content companies. So now we're getting a further glimpse of who these people are, and it's pretty clear they don't really care about the fans. Like
Yeah.
they're just like, I need to take care of me. I need to take care of me, Inc. And then on top of that, 82 games is just too long.
Yeah.
No one wants to watch 82 games. And on top of that, teams are resting their stars routinely. So there was a stat on 63% of the nationally televised game, one of the like marquee stars was not playing because of load management, which is the new thing because there's too many games. They want to rest them for the playoffs.
Yeah.
And that's the team saying the regular season games don't even matter. And that's the philosophy. And the teams are getting fined now for like, I know Kawhi Leonard said a couple weeks ago for no reason. He just sat and the Clippers got fined. But
Really?
the Clippers are like, look, we don't care about the regular season. We want to save our stars for the playoffs. Because last year, Kawhi sat probably, a third of the
Yeah, he
the
sat like
season.
22 games of
So
the
he was
82.
fresh for the playoffs, and that's why he was able to play.
And
Here's
it's
my other question. You know the same way that, and sorry if I'm stumbling into dumb territory here, the same way that when they air live broadcasts, there at least was a warning that said you cannot repackage, redistribute, whatever. Isn't there like a play where you can ban all of these other accounts from airing NBA clips and it only can go on the official ESPN, TNT, or NBA account? Isn't that a move?
I did think of that also, and I don't know the answer.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there's so many accounts that are repackaging their content.
Yeah, that
and
seems like a
millions of
freebie.
And the real problem is the NFL ratings are up the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
So you keep the cord cutting. Why doesn't it apply to the NFL?
It's because they squashed all that damn kneeling, you know? They got all the people back. That
And
they
and
lost.
and if you want to counter to it, is say like, oh, most NFL games are on network television, which is CBS and Fox, but Thursday nights on cable, and so is Monday Night Football.
I would also argue that you don't see, whether it's the way football works or whatever it is, you don't see the same amount of highlights on Instagram in
Right.
football as you do on NBA.
For sure.
So, and I don't know if that's maybe just the structure of the game. It's not as good for highlights. Maybe you only see like that one crazy catch or something.
Right.
So I think maybe that's part of it too. Is like you can't really get the same teasers. I think the NBA has to kill people reposting NBA content.
And
Well-
sorry, go ahead.
That's what makes it fun. So, like for example, SportsCenter is just boring. No one likes it. They're too corporate, and that's why like Barstool was able to wedge a niche in that market. Like House of Highlights, people love Omar. He's the guy that runs the account. It's like it's a fun personal account where like I follow the NBA on ESPN, and I follow the NBA, and I follow House of Highlights. Like NBA will just be like the most. It's obvious they don't understand social media. Where Omar's like, look at this dude getting posterized or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just such a more fun way to consume on House of Highlights.
I agree, and I think for the consumer, you're right, and I think that's why this is happening. But if you're the NBA, if you're sitting in that office, you're like, we got to stop this. This is our content that these other people are building empires off of, and we're paying for the games to happen. We're paying all the athletes. Like, I understand, you're right, and they objectively just make better content. But man, I feel like if I was them, I would try to squash that.
Or they have
somehow.
to figure out how to partner with them or figure out how to monetize with that portion together, because I think it's almost like it's so clear 82 games is too many in the regular season. The players don't want it. The coaches don't want it.
Yeah.
The owners want it because of the revenue. It's almost like retail 15 years ago. Retail footprints shouldn't be this big,
Yeah.
but no one wants to make the hard decisions to make sure in 15 years you're not like back against the wall. And there's a TV contract coming up, I think, in 2025, which is going to be negotiated the next couple of years. And I heard Bill Simmons like kind of smugly saying like, of course, this is a fake story. There's 9 people trying to bid for this contract, but yeah, of course, just because 9 people are going to make a bad decision doesn't mean there's an existential threat.
Yeah,
down,
of course.
Down the,
Yeah, it's wild. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens. But I just, it seems like they just feel to me like how Macy's or those guys feel or felt, where you just so clearly see this massive steamboat that can't pivot.
Yeah, they have to figure out how to repackage the content.
But props to Barstool and all those guys.
Yeah.
These guys literally took an opportunity that may never exist again in the world and built ESPN off of it.
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing that I want to talk about, and I want to ask you this, Anand, because you have a lot of friends in the MLB.
Yeah.
Major League Baseball, that is. They're getting a lot of hype because they have officially removed weed as a quote-unquote drug of abuse. So, I mean, this seems incredibly progressive. Should we be celebrating the MLB? Are they just on the cutting edge? What's going on?
So, from my understanding, from knowing some baseball players, if you are in the big leagues, so you're on the 40-man roster, haven't been tested for weed for quite some time.
Yeah.
So they test for the performance-enhancing drugs, they'll test for cocaine, they'll test for other things, but weed has always been a drug that they looked away. Yeah. However, in the minor leagues, weed is a substance, if you test positive for, there's a punishment.
Okay.
So now the story came out saying MLB is not testing for marijuana, and it appears they just said, okay, now in addition to the major league teams in the big leagues, the minor league guys can smoke weed too.
Got it.
This is on the heels of Tyler Skaggs, the Angels pitcher, who unfortunately died of an opioid overdose, it sounds like.
Yep.
And it seems like they're taking a victory lap for a rule they kind of already had.
Yeah.
But if it forces the NFL to follow suit, then I'm all for it.
What's the NBA do?
So this is the fascinating thing. You're technically not allowed to smoke weed in the NBA.
Yeah.
We've been around a lot of NBA players.
A lot.
And they're all every NBA player.
During the season.
Yeah.
During the you go to Poppy on a Friday night.
Yeah.
Every NBA player smokes
Bunch
weed.
of high NBA players.
Yeah, if you want to
they're
drug
smoking like sometimes you see them out at tables inside smoking like fat blunts that are super smelly, and it's like obvious they're smoking a blunt in a club.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so
it's like,
I
no
know
one
it's a
cares.
banned substance in the NBA. So do they just? I'm just so fascinated by the drug testing, just from knowing we've known so many athletes over the last 15 years. Yeah.
But some players get tested and get in trouble for it. Like some players actually get suspended. It's like the ones the league picks and chooses.
Right. And so in the NBA, though, the running joke is if you look at the last 15 years and you look at the people who've been busted, it's 0 stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like mid-tier players. And are they actually just not testing? I don't know. It's so...
So this is the one thing that I will say then about baseball is at least they came out and said it. So now they can't play that game, you know?
Right.
But whatever. It's so stupid,
So
man.
stupid.
I mean,
the NFL of all sports,
Yeah.
you deal with crazy injuries. So if your choice is between marijuana
Or
or
a Percocet or
a
something.
Percocet,
I mean, those guys should be allowed to do heroin. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't expect these guys to just go destroy themselves. They should literally, it's like, hey, take whatever you want, man.
Yeah.
Steroids, heroin, whatever gets you through.
just get to Sunday and get keep our ratings up.
Oh my gosh, that'd be good for ratings. Okay, and the last sports thing I wanted to ask you about is jumping into NFL. There's this. I saw this story about how 10 ex NFL players got indicted for some sort of like insurance fraud or something.
Yeah, so it's unclear who was masterminding the whole thing, but 10 ex-NFL players, including Clinton Portis, who's someone, if you follow the NFL, you would know, Carlos Rogers, and a handful of other guys. So there's a health insurance reimbursement account if you're a retired NFL player to get for treatment. So someone convinced these 10 guys, like, hey, here are fake invoices for hyperbaric chambers that cost like $40,000, $50,000, and here's all this like fancy medical equipment you can submit invoices for and get reimbursed from the NFL. and it appears that none of this equipment was ever actually purchased.
I'm not mad about that because like these guys got so messed up.
Yeah, that's the
Like,
tricky thing, right?
It's like they deserve so much
man,
more.
I agree,
So
but
it
what they
totals
deserve
$4
is
million
like
bucks. So these guys defrauded this health insurance reimbursement account for $4 million. Now, I don't know if they're going to go to jail. There's obviously going to be some punishment.
yeah. I mean, insurance fraud's pretty.
Insurance fraud's pretty bad.
They do deserve like some sort of money, and they do deserve proper treatment. But damn it, man! Like I'm not mad at you for trying, but they got like gotcha.
My guess is these guys are just so bitter because they're now retired. They probably wake up with crazy pain. They're like, and maybe they don't have any money. They're like, screw
the
this.
NFL,
Fuck
yeah.
the NFL. I'm going to get my fake reimbursement. And it's sad because these types of instances will empower the insurance companies from, not actually doing what they're supposed to do and supporting, and say like, oh, we need to create more stringent restrictions and preventing people who actually need help getting it. And that's the sad part.
Unfortunately, that program probably helped some people.
Of course it did.
Yeah, that's messed up. Well, listen, guys, you overshot the mark, okay?
Yeah.
You went for it. No one's mad at you for going for it. But damn it, you got caught.
Yeah, you never feel bad for the NFL
Yeah.
when it comes to this. The problem is the NFL is just going to make this insurance company create more strict rules to prevent care for NFL players.
Okay. Complete topic jump. I want to talk about someone else who recently got caught and is paying a price. I want to talk about the price and how we feel. Harvey Weinstein, the notorious piece of shit that sparked the whole Me Too movement and sparked this avalanche of other things. But I think that everyone kind of agreed that it seemed like his accusations were among the worst, if not the worst.
Yep.
This guy's been a savage for a long time, and it finally caught up to him. There were stories going around for a long time. He's definitely going to go to jail. People were publicly speaking out about it. It was getting pretty serious. I feel like, I guess, up till recently, I wasn't really following it. I wasn't paying attention. I expected one day we were just going to report on the pod that Harvey Weinstein just went to jail. This thing came out this week that he has reached what looks like a settlement with the victims to pay $25 million, not of his own money. It looks like
Of course not.
company money.
Yeah.
Finesse that a little bit, dodge and weave that.
Yeah.
Is this in total? Like, is this $25 million and you get to wipe your hands and?
So it sounds like the total payout's $47 million and the 25's part of it.
Okay. Why is the 25 getting all the press?
I think it's just maybe that's the 25 that's coming from the company that's now bankrupt.
Got it.
That's what it appears. But so he faces criminal charges. I think he goes on trial in January.
Yeah.
There's over 30 accusers. Some are more serious than others. I don't get why they can't go after him personally.
I'm mind blown here.
I think it's just if you're rich, you're protected.
But let me tell you this though.
That's it.
Here's the other thing that I don't get is why are the victims accepting the settlement? Like, are they being told that like his lawyers are so gnarly that you don't want to do? I mean, it seems like if these accusations are true, and I'm not saying they're not, but why are you accepting money instead of justice?
Yeah, so it doesn't make sense. So I don't know if they just don't have the right attorneys.
Yeah.
Like they don't have
But all of
aggressive
them?
enough plaintiff attorneys. So 18 of the alleged victims would split 6.2 million. No one would get more than 500,000 each.
I mean, didn't Bill O'Reilly pay someone like $30 million?
Yeah, I think these people just have bad attorneys. Or you
Or
wait
he
for
has
the
really good attorneys.
Yeah, or he has really good attorneys, or this is like part of they made it a corporate. Like, is he gonna in addition to this, will he have punitive damages personally?
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't. I mean, it's not being advertised that way.
Yeah.
This is wild. I have a lot of questions. We'll know more as it goes, but I just feel like, I don't know. I'm really lost on why, if this happened to you or your loved ones or other people you knew, why would you accept a payout? And I don't know. I mean, I know $6 million is a lot of money, but like, wouldn't you rather kind of see this guy? And also, what about the like?
None of the super famous people are part of this, right? Because I'm sure he's assaulted you know, soup to nuts,
Yeah.
A-listers to
Yeah.
extras.
I think one of the big ones that was the story that he claimed in front of other people, but she never said, was Jennifer Lawrence.
Right.
He said that like out loud in front of people.
I also don't get how none of the A-listers that were publicly affiliated with them until the last like days, then no one else paid the price, because it
No, but
seemed
you're
like
talking
it
about
was
like Oprah.
yeah.
There's like photos with Oprah like in recent times.
I know Matt Damon caught a lot of shit, but hasn't affected his.
Caught
career.
shit for just hanging out with him.
Yeah.
I mean, they're obviously very close, but everyone's saying I didn't know this was going on. It sounds like this was going. Everyone knew what was going on.
Of course, yeah.
I don't get how you get away with that.
This one's messy. This is the thing. I hope this is just a good clickbait story, and it's not how we're reading it. But if this guy pays $25 million from Weinstein and Company and walks away scot free, this is nuts.
Well, he should go to jail, right? You would
Yeah,
think, or his lawyer's
absolutely.
that good. They just plea him out of this.
I'm just saying. I don't know. Okay, we'll see. Okay, we got to talk about this. We
Yeah.
got to talk about the frickin' Time Young Lady of the Year.
Yeah.
Greta Thunberg. So Greta Thunberg is Time Person of the Year. Is she the youngest?
Has to be.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
What
16.
was Malala? I think she won it one year.
I read a
Yeah.
headline that she was
Yeah,
the youngest.
okay.
Yeah, me too.
She's
okay.
16.
So she's 16, youngest. She's the big climate change activist that had like a really, I mean, she's had multiple, but she had this one really powerful moment screaming at Congress and really blew up. But so two things. She's the Time Youngest Person of the Year, and she also is like the newest target of Trump's comedic mockery.
Yeah.
So what happened? He lashed out at her. He made fun of her on
so
Twitter.
Yeah. So she won Time of the Year. The image of the cover that's going to come out, and everyone's celebrating it because she's 16. She's made powerful speeches about climate change and science and how it's so important.
Yeah.
Then Mr. Trump decided to get on Twitter this morning and mock her, and told her she needs to calm down. She has like anger problems.
Yeah, verbatim. Greta must work on her anger management problem, then go to a good old-fashioned movie with a friend. Chill, Greta, chill. That's what Trump tweeted, because he was obviously mad that this 16-year-old person won Time of the Year over him. And then she, you know, being a 16-year-old and she can go head-to-head on social with Trump like these other people can't.
Yeah.
She knows how to play the game. She changed her Twitter bio to a teenager working on her anger management problem, currently chilling and watching a good old-fashioned movie with a friend. That's her Twitter bio to troll Trump back.
Good for her, because that's so big for her. Like for her, I don't know how she feels, but to win Time Person of the Year and then get a quick little roast from the president because he's so clearly bitter and jealous.
Yeah.
Like she should be on cloud nine.
So if you just, you know, talk the facts, you're the president of the United States, most powerful person in the world, mocking a 16-year-old who is publicly known as having Asperger's disease.
That's insane. That's insane. A 16-year-old girl with Asperger's, you are publicly
Shaming.
telling to chill.
Telling her she's too angry.
What a time to be alive, man. This is amazing.
So it's
What a time to have a
it's-
podcast.
It's like I always want to know, like, does he tweet these things knowing that it's going to fire up his base, or he just like, fuck it, this is how I feel?
We'll ask D,
think
because
both.
D and him are pretty similar.
Yeah, D would know. Because
Well,
that
that's
is something
D.
D would tweet.
Yeah, well,
Like if a
that's
young
D to
girl
get
had
inside.
like an apparel line and she got voted designer of the year, and he'd be like, "You need to chill, Rebecca."
I've been in warehouses for 15 years.
I've been in this for 15 years. Put the sewing machine down and chill.
20 years, whatever the
Yeah. So we'll ask D. He'll get to the bottom of it. I think this is what I think. I think it's the perfect storm of he is legitimately mad, and he thinks and knows that there are an army of people that support his worst instincts, and so he lets them out, and people support.
And the other funny thing I read today was that people close to Trump are saying that he's just baffled, almost as if like, of all the things I did, the thing that's going to get me impeached is this Ukraine stuff.
Yeah.
He's just like, are you
It's
kidding
wild.
me?
That's what I'd imagine.
It's like you go and like murder someone, you steal a candy bar, and
get a
you're like,
speeding ticket.
why?
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to jail for?
Yeah,
Stealing
you
a candy
Run
bar?
a stop sign on your way home from a murder. Oh, man. Okay. Well, once again, what a frickin' time to be alive. And congrats to Greta.
Yeah, I think it's a big win for her.
Huge win. Okay. Moving on. I want to talk about some business stuff real quick.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, let me just ask you this, Anand. How do you feel? You're the CFO. You're the guy in charge of all the cash. What's your opinion on bonuses? We're coming to the end of the year.
Yeah.
Might be time to get out your checkbook. You're going to have a couple executives.
And some.
Oh, shut up. Take that mic back.
Okay.
What are your thoughts?
My thoughts on bonuses, if the company does well
Yeah.
and there's a huge windfall throughout the course of the year, employees should be given bonuses.
Have you guys ever done like a bonus structure in your package, in your employee package, or you just kind of do it depending on how
It's performance based.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
We've done the same. And when we would give bonus, like we had a good year, we gave a bonus. Next year, that bonus is expected. And that's
Right.
that's my thing with bonuses. Like, I'm like, now I don't want to give bonuses because if you give a great bonus, they're happy. And then the next year, they expect that bonus. So if you even give less than that or no bonus,
Yep.
they're like kind of with their hand out there saying, where's my bonus?
And I'll tell you our problem, because this is a good platform for it, is we've had a problem in the past where you give someone a bonus and then 3 months later they ask for a raise.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, the rate, you just got the raise. Like, you get this tricky situation. And then now maybe you give them a raise, even though you just gave them a bonus. And at the end of the year, they're still expecting the bonus.
Yeah.
I just think it's a really tricky thing. But I agree. I think if performance is good, especially certain people, they should be bonused for it. The reason I'm asking is because we have these two stories about St. John Properties as well as Integrity Marketing Group. St. John Properties gave $10 million to their employees, and
Yeah.
Integrity Marketing Group gave $50 million. What's going on here? I mean, great years?
Yeah.
or-
So St. John Properties, a real estate company, they had a great year. So they wanted to reward their employees. It averaged out to 50,000 employee, and it was based on time. So obviously some people got more than 50,000, but that's roughly what it came out to. And then Integrity Marketing Group's a private equity-backed health insurance products company that is doing a payout of $50 million over 750 employees. So as much as we bash big bad corporate America, we have to do our part in highlighting when companies are doing right by their
Yeah.
employees.
I agree. And I think I realized that we're now part of the problem, and that is that when you're a media company, good news is boring.
Yeah.
It's much more fun to be like, oh, look at this scumbag, look at this whatever, and so now I get it. But we should definitely have like a good person of the month.
News segment, Good News Friday or something.
Yeah.
like just
Uplifting Friday.
Yeah, like, hey, these guys gave away $50 million to their employees. Great people.
It's private equity backed, which
Yeah.
is the insurance products company, which is even more like that's newsworthy, but you don't see people covering it really.
Yeah. Okay, well, hey, we're your place to come to tell you about when people are doing right in the world over here at Group Chat.
Yeah.
Positive vibes.
You guys ready for some segments?
Let's do it.
Let's start with winners, losers, content, and then we have a new segment. I don't think we did this last week, did we, or did we?
The Pizza and Idiot?
Yeah. Oh, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, so our second time doing Pizza and Idiot. Okay, so first up, Anand, who's your winner of the week?
My winner of the week is the NFL.
Wow, how come?
So while the NBA has kind of been the poster child of like all sports leagues over the last 4 or 5 years. There's a huge thing called NBA Twitter, which made NBA feel like it was more engaged with its fans than what the ratings are actually showing.
Yep.
And the NFL has been this big bad bully. It's terrible to the players. They're terrible to ex-players. They
Yeah.
don't take concussion as seriously as they probably should.
Yeah,
And ratings are up.
yeah.
So if you think about, like, they've been as poorly run, in my opinion, as any organization, but apparently the country doesn't care.
Yeah.
And the ratings are reflecting that.
Yeah, okay. I can't argue with you.
NFL's hot.
NFL's hot, man. Taylor, you got one?
I got a winner. He is a TikToker.
Okay.
His name is Joe Albanese.
I like that.
He has 7 million followers on TikTok, and he posted this video on TikTok, and he said, if you want to watch the rest of it, go follow me on Instagram. And at the time, he had like under 100,000 followers. If they make 75,000 followers, his account was on private, so you had to follow him to watch the rest of this TikTok video. He went from like 75,000 to 700,000 followers in a week. So this kid And I was like, holy shit, TikTok is real. And so I get in contact with his manager. I'm flying him out this weekend.
Nice.
He's a 17-year-old from Connecticut.
Yep.
I couldn't book him the flight at first because he's under 18 and you can't fly a minor.
This is real.
So what'd you have to do? Venmo him money?
No, I ended up booking it. I couldn't book through Amex or Chase Points. I had to book through a different platform.
Okay.
Chris Hansen's going to get off that airplane.
Yeah, exactly.
Is he staying with you?
Hey, Taylor, have a seat.
No, so I got him a hotel in Beverly Hills. He's
Can
gonna
you
be
even
here.
check in as a minor?
I think I might have to check him into the hotel.
So your name's going to be on public record as
Yeah.
checking
Checking
in with
a
you.
17-year-old
Accompanying minors.
male. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. 26-year-old male checks 17-year-old male into a hotel room. This is
good.
But he's gonna be here. He's gonna be here from Sunday to Wednesday. I'm gonna try to bring him the pod on Sunday.
Great.
And he's 17-year-old from never been to LA before. I'm flying him out here.
Yeah.
And we're gonna show him LA.
One thing I love about our business, like in apparel and what we all do, is like there's a never-ending stream of that thing. Meaning, like, we've worked with everyone from Post Malone when he was first starting to get going to, like, last week we had a group of TikTokers in the office. It was their first time to LA. Like, you get to repeatedly see people just experiencing, like,
For the first time and being the
Yeah.
glitz and the glamour. And it's awesome. And then as they blow up, I mean, I remember, I think it was at Coachella when D turned to me. He's like, yeah, Post was sleeping on our couch 4 years ago at Coachella.
Yeah.
And now he's on the Sahara tent.
Yeah.
Like, that's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
So this
so
is your
cool.
Post Malone moment.
This is my Post Malone moment.
How cool.
So I'll bring it out here. We're doing an online course. So I'm making an online course with them. I'm partnering up on how to grow your TikTok following.
So it's safe to say that now you believe in TikTok.
I'm all in.
God damn it. I mean, that was, Jesus Christ. A month ago, I was in here like, guys, trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I'm all in now.
Okay. Now
In
you're
the
making
future-
a damn course.
Yeah. And doing courses on TikTok. I mean, I listen to the loudest voice in the room, which is D, and I should have listened to the smartest voice in the room, which is Drama.
Thank you so much.
Potentially Anand.
Thank you. That's okay. Me and Anand, if you get me and Anand together on something, because Anand believed in TikTok, D just was able to convince him off
It's
it.
just the squeakiest wheel.
Yeah. Yeah. Always gets the oil. Okay. Mine is simply, real quick, to the point, one more time, victory lap. Mine is us.
Yeah.
Live show. I think what this thing has turned into in the last couple of years is really freaking cool. Those live shows are the embodiment of it. Next year, we have some really cool things lined up, including some television exploration that starts at the top of the year. And
We should all be very interested.
yeah, and so I just want to give a shout out to us and shout out to Taylor for coming in and adding the newsletter portion. Pete, all your work you've done. Danny, like, we're really, we're onto a good thing here. So props to us. Okay, who's your loser?
Seems like Europe.
Brexit? What's happening?
Yeah, so there was a election today,
Yeah.
or yesterday because it's airing, and it seems like the Conservative Party of the UK is now going to have the majority of the seats in the Parliament, and it looks like Brexit is pretty much happening because it's kind of been in limbo for the last couple of years.
Damn.
So they're leaving the European Union, and it's bad for inclusion, it's bad for immigration, it's bad for business, and the whole point of the European Union was all these countries can just like freely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bad for us.
Yeah.
Now you have like, before you could go to London and to Paris and you have to go through customs or anything.
Yeah.
Now there's going to be multiple layers of security, customs.
This is their Trump moment, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's happening all over the world. This protectionism, we hate immigrants.
That's so
Immigrants are screwing us. It's every country.
weird. Okay, well, you guys are fucked.
Yeah.
And you fucked us with you. Damn it. Okay. Taylor, you got a loser?
My loser's Trump because he's finally fighting someone that knows how the internet works. So when he tried trolling Greta and doing that tweet, she just changed her bio. She trolled him back.
Yeah.
I think Trump is, when he goes against these 50 plus people on the politicians, they don't know how to troll back. But if Trump tries messing with us Gen Z or millennials, we would troll him back.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing with the presidential election. It's like, if it was someone that could troll Trump back, they'd have so much of a better chance.
Yeah. He picks his battles really well.
He does.
Like, he would never start anything with Eminem.
Of course not. Yeah.
He'd
He'd get roasted, or anyone that knows the internet.
Yeah.
And then he did with Greta, and Greta's like, hey, I'm 16. I know this internet thing
Well,
works.
I think it's like a white male hero in the Midwest. That's probably not the guy you need to pick on, which is Eminem.
Yeah, and just someone who's just good with their mouth and, you know, pause. But, you know,
Pause or unpause,
yeah,
depending
whatever.
on.
Good with words. Sorry.
Can I update my loser real quick? Drama.
Eminem's real good with his mouth. Damn it, what was I? Oh, you want to know my prediction that I came up with the other day is I really think that maybe Trump is the beginning of a new norm in weird. And I think that the next big shocker is that a YouTuber is going to become president.
I mean, I've talked to Logan multiple times openly about this. He wants to run for president.
Yeah, I really think he could
He
be
thinks
the
he
next.
can.
He could be the next like shocking
how old is he now?
moment.
He's a couple years younger than me, so 24 maybe.
He's got to stay relevant for a long time.
For 10 years.
But don't you think
Yeah.
like a David Dobrik or a
Oh, for sure. And they
Lily
would get the
Singh-
votes because
Yeah.
they have the exposure.
I
The
think
problem
that
is, well, to win the presidency, you need old people to vote for you because they're the only ones that vote.
true. But the only people in the world that can get young people to act right now are YouTubers.
yeah.
I'm just saying it could be the first
Or
time
like
record-breaking
Kardashian
numbers.
or someone like.
Yeah, but it's like all the celebrities that endorsed Hillary in the last push, it didn't matter.
But it's different when it's endorsement and when it's actually you.
Right. That's
Like if
fair.
Trump would have endorsed Hillary, no one would have cared. Trump runs, he beats her. I'm just saying I think that's the next mind-blowing moment.
I
Is
agree.
A YouTuber, they go from being like these obscure things to real celebrities, to real moneymakers. I
And
mean,
it's not that-
Trump is known because he's a reality.
Yeah, it's not that far off. Trump
Yeah.
was a reality star. And that's just the future of anything because nobody wants to hear these people they've never heard of before.
Yeah.
They want to know people they feel like they know and people that understand the internet. And that's why these YouTubers or influencers or whoever.
Yeah, I think it's coming. Okay, my loser, little obscure. My loser are, I want to do a throwback to the Camp Flognaw fans. They're my loser again. And that's because there was an incredible video that came out on social media of DaBaby, who is arguably the biggest rap artist right now, bringing Drake on stage at one of his shows, and the place went bananas.
Recently.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like, but good bananas or bad bananas?
Bananas, good bananas.
Good bananas.
Like, went nuts. It was like, wow, like that is how people should respond when Drake comes on the stage. It's still one of the biggest, most relevant artists that exists. Drake said, look, as rappers, we don't do this enough, but I want to congratulate you for all your success. You've been repping your city. You've been doing an incredible job. The place looked nuts.
Where was it?
It was in Canada.
Okay.
But that just reminded me when I watched that it's not that Drake is cooling off or that any of that or that young people suck. It's that the Camp Flognaw audience sucks.
So it's isolated to this specific.
Yeah. Entitled
Portion of the
group of
youth.
Frank Ocean loving brats.
Yeah, I like it.
Content?
Content. I talked about it in our last episode.
Yep.
But I think it's such a great movie. Marriage Story.
Bro, it sounds terrible.
It's so well done. The acting's incredible. They're probably going to win.
It's a full high-def recap of a divorce.
Yeah. Don't get divorced if you have kids.
God.
That's, it'll show you really
It's probably
clearly
good
how sad
for
it is.
divorce rates. You know, keep them down.
Yeah.
Okay,
Keep
well,
your family together.
I want to watch it because I do trust your judgment, but I don't know if I need, I try to keep it positive over here.
Yeah, but it's good to get
Okay.
in touch with your emotions, drama.
Yeah.
You got it, man. Taylor?
I'm all about keeping it positive, but I'm also about keeping it short because I got a short attention span.
Yes.
So no movies for me. I can't remember the last time I watched a movie. Content, TikTok. Everyone go download TikTok.
Son of a bitch.
Get on the train.
God damn it.
It's
So are you off LinkedIn and all TikTok?
I still think LinkedIn's hot, and I've been able to sell a lot of product through LinkedIn and a lot of courses, so it's been really hot. But TikTok, that's all these kids watch. It's crazy. I'm all in on TikTok. I know I'm a little late, but
yeah.
I'm allowed to switch my ways.
You are. That's
I'm
one thing we
trumping.
accept around here.
Thank you.
You know, you're not stuck in any one decision.
It's practically like Vine. It's crazy how much it's Vine, but like on steroids.
China.
well, the better engineering.
Vine by China.
Yeah, but like the content creation, like everything on there it's such a higher level now because we've now gone into YouTube and Instagram and everything, and now we're back to this platform that we kind of originally started short videos with.
You want to know one thing I thought of the other day is like, in my opinion, one of the reasons why Vine died was because there was only a handful of creators using it that were actually witty enough to use it,
Right.
and the rest were just watching. And
Yeah.
so there's not enough posting. I think on TikTok days now, like what Pete's getting at, people are getting so good at just making content funny that your everyday guy or girl can hop on a trend, recreate the thing, and get 1 million views.
And low quality content wins, so anyone can make it. There's no barrier to entry.
Yeah.
Also with Vine, I think the thing that went wrong with them, because I was living in that 1600 Vine building with all the top Vine stars at the time, and they had this meeting with the heads of Vine, and they said, we want you to pay each of us $1 million a year to stay on this platform,
Yeah.
because they couldn't monetize.
Yep.
So I think the big thing with TikTok is, are the creators, they're already pushing towards Instagram and pushing towards YouTube. Like, do the creators follow the money? On YouTube, you could easily monetize just by views.
Yeah.
On Vine, no one could ever monetize. There was no click out links, so you couldn't really sell anything.
Yeah.
So the creators are like, fuck it, I'd rather build an audience on YouTube and get off Vine. They all kind of left Vine.
Yeah.
So with TikTok, it's going to be interesting to see, do they start paying creators to stay on the platform, or do the creators get their following and take them somewhere else?
I'll tell you what, if I was in charge of the leasing office at 1600 Vine, I'd be all over TikTok.
Right.
You need the glory days back.
But I think the untold story of TikTok, because it's probably going to spur a whole slew of people trying to create the next social network.
Yep.
But what people don't understand is there's billions of dollars that was poured into TikTok
Yeah.
via engineering, marketing, and across
Acquiring
the world.
Musical.ly.
Acquiring Musical.ly.
Yeah.
And the engineering that goes into making a user experience this seamless
I agree.
is so enormous. So if you're a young person out there, don't try to go create the next social network. It's not going to work.
No, just create a hot TikTok account.
Yeah, just go make a hot TikTok
Yeah,
account.
be the
It's
next
way
Amanda
better.
Cerny. Don't try to create the app.
No, and
Be
that
Logan Paul.
or that Charlie girl.
Yeah, Charlie
like-
Charlie D'Amelio is the next
She did
Amanda
3.3
Cerny.
million on her first video on YouTube.
Yeah.
Her first one. You know how
Yeah,
long
she's-
that takes people?
She's
She
a
just
star.
did it in like
and
a matter
she's already
of...
been, now she's already, I don't know if she's still here, but in LA with all the other TikTokers. Yep, she shot with Bryant.
I have
She's all
some
the,
friends who are just kind of hanging out there now.
Yeah.
And it's just like Vine. It's all these 16 to 18-year-olds coming out to LA for the first time and be like,
Taylor will book you a room.
yeah, exactly.
You're
If you're
under
on TikTok,
18, if you're a minor TikTok
if you're
star,
a minor, hit up Taylor.
sub 18 only.
He's booking rooms for minors. It's
you
called
may sleep in the room.
To Catch a. It's called To Catch a TikToker.
All right, let's cut the mics. Run the ads. Run the ads.
Oh yeah, I forgot to run ads. Just put an ad in there in between one of the things.
No
Sorry,
better time
guys.
in the present.
Okay. Oh yeah, my content. I just want to reiterate it because it was actually really good, and I feel like I didn't know in the live show if I properly got it across. Ray Dalio, Diddy, talking. It's on YouTube. Super good. I'm a big Ray Dalio fan.
Did you like the content of the YouTube, or you like the concept of Diddy and Ray Dalio hanging out?
Both. Now I will say part of what I liked was Diddy asked pretty real questions about like how to find talent and how to interview properly and stuff like that. So it's probably not for everyone, but if you run a business or a team of any sort, you should definitely watch it.
So it's funny. I have a very smart friend, very successful friend, who texted me this. He goes, when you want to distract everyone from 7 straight years of benchmark underperformance, go do a video with Diddy.
Yep.
And then he went on to say, watch the interview. You won't understand anything he's saying. It's like gibberish.
That's a lie. After we cut, you have to tell me who said that. That is bullshit. You watch it. You should watch it.
I haven't watched it, so I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
That's a finance hater. I mean, I'm sure I don't know anything about his losses. It could be bad, and that could be the whole reason for the book and everything. But it's a good video. Okay, it's time for our brand new segment.
Let's do
Dun,
it.
dun, dun, dun.
Dun, 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 dun. Very creatively named. This took us a long time to come up with the concept for. It is called Pete's an Idiot.
It's very weird how that caught on so well.
Yeah, it's kind of alarming for you. It's kind of telling. Yeah, there's
Yes,
some
a little
about
bit of
you
both.
being paired up with the word idiot that just meshed.
And people just love it.
Love it.
They
So
love to
Pete's
just
an
add
Idiot.
it.
This is our segment, and the thing is this: we give Pete the mic, and he's allowed to ask us any question, make any statement, any new fact he discovered, literally anything. This is Pete's chance to cue up a topic.
Let's quickly talk about the new MacBook Pro. Because I
that
think
it?
it's absolutely insane.
Is that it? That's the thing?
You can max this thing out at $52,000 plus. And
Not a
I'm
MacBook,
baffled.
Not a MacBook.
No. It's a Mac Pro.
Pro.
Sorry, did I say MacBook?
Yeah.
My mistake.
There you go. That's how we got the
Idiot.
name.
Son
for
of a
the segment.
bitch. I got so excited about this. But it is very baffling to me that they are coming out with this super high-powered computer.
Yep.
That is a starting price of, it was like $6,000.
Yep.
And also their new displays are starting at $5,000. And I just am very confused about this market of like, who's going to actually buy this?
So what does it do?
Yeah.
It's just faster, more technologically
So it's for
advanced.
content creators that need high
Yeah.
But you know better
definition.
than us. Like, aren't people editing like?
Yes,
movies?
but how small of a percentage is that?
Is there any possibility that this is
Like
also
it would
a
be
bit of a
useless for
marketing-
me. Like it would really it would speed
Well, for
things up.
you,
Yeah,
But to edit freaking detour vids, what if you're editing
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, what if you're editing Jurassic Park?
but that's so few people.
Yeah, but I think what if that's a marketing thing? Like it's actually $6,000.
That's the starting base
Allowing
price.
it to be 52 sounds to me like when somebody sells like, here's
Yeah,
our
you can have all the add-ons.
$50,000
Right.
backpack, but we make the money off the $12.
And don't forget that there's $400 wheels that are add-ons, so they don't come with it.
I think what we're finding out is
Wheels?
Pete's
Wheels.
just like, I have a Mac. I do everything on a Mac. Holy shit, this same kind of brand that I'm using is
Yeah.
now $53,000 if I want it to be, and he's just shocked.
Yeah, Pete, listen. This is why this didn't make our list.
Yeah, so let's turn this into the topic of just talking about what an idiot Pete is. That was just a dumb thing to talk about Pete. Like, why did you bring that up? We made this segment. It was
true.
supposed to be interesting. It's supposed to be fun.
Hey,
like,
listen,
what the
that's
hell is
why-
that, man?
That's
I
why
think the majority of listeners don't know about this. I don't think they're paying attention to this type of stuff.
So the
And I wanted
way
to bring light to
Michael
it.
Bloomberg made all his money is through the Bloomberg terminal, which basically every investment bank, every finance firm, hedge fund has this Bloomberg terminal that just gives you all the news, all the information on any company earnings, and it's just all so easily accessible.
Got it.
It's $20,000 to $24,000 annually once you buy the actual terminal that these companies are just doling out, and this is why he's worth $50 billion.
Yeah, so I think there's a whole world out there, Pete, that's beyond. I think you see maybe your editing job as top notch, and I think there's a whole world.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe.
Okay.
I'm just interested to see.
Hey, I'm glad you got a moment to talk about it.
I'm really happy I got this segment.
Yeah, thanks for bringing it up, man.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I didn't think it was that stupid, but
No, it was totally smart.
So are we going to cut that segment in the
So
future?
let's cut
or
the
is
whole
that
thing.
gonna keep-
That segment.
that's been 2 weeks.
That segment is dead, and actually, Pete, you're out of here. Okay, guys, that's all we got. So thank you so much. Enjoy your weekends. Make sure you subscribe to our newsletter. You just go to group-chat.com. It'll prompt you right there. You sign on up. What are we writing about, Taylor?
Tomorrow's Fan Love Friday, and luckily, if drama doesn't answer the questions, I could answer. Did you see your answers last week?
I saw some of them.
They're so good.
I know. I almost don't want to answer because you're so
They're
good
so-
at it.
That was really
One of
good.
the questions was like, what was your favorite non-alcoholic drink? And
Yeah.
you're like, I drink 12 Capri Suns a day.
Yeah, I don't even know how you came up
And
with
then
that.
one was like asking about something that didn't relate to books, and it kept being like, I read so many books. Let me tell you about the books I
Do you
read.
even read? Yeah, I'll answer them. You're
Or
going to send them
don't.
over today?
Yeah, I'm sending
Okay.
them over right after this.
Okay, so sign up for the newsletter, group-chat.com. Once again, quick warning, if you have signed up for the newsletter but you haven't been getting emails, we send them 3 or 4 times a week.
Every day.
No, 5 days a week.
Don't you work with us?
Oh, it's
thought
every
my-
day?
It's every day at 9
Monday through
a.m.
Friday.
Oh, no, Monday through
Oh,
Friday.
yeah, sorry. Okay, 5 days a week. Sorry. So sign up for it. So yeah, what I was saying is it's probably trapped in your spam. So go in your spam, untrap it, and that's it. If you have any questions, send them to groupchatquestions@gmail.com. Make a little selfie video, and we will feature you on our Instagram feed. And last but not least, speaking of our Instagram feed, that video that you posted, Pete, of fucking Trump voters saying they're going to have their 357 Magnum ready if he gets removed is freaking scary.
I mean, yeah. I don't know what else. Yeah, it was,
Hence why the segment before is called what it is.
I mean, what else do you want me to say? I mean,
I tried to bring you back.
Yes, it was very frightening to watch.
Imagine if I said, Anand, so what do you think about bonuses? It looks like the company gave out 10 million. He's like, yeah.
And with the laugh.
Yeah, they
and
did.
nervous laughter.
We didn't really know it was going to be redirected this way. I mean, it was D that found it originally
Yeah,
and told me to post it.
Either way, it was scary.
But
I mean,
either way, it was scary to like.
it's a sign of the times. We don't see that here in our bubble, but
No, but definitely in
there.
Ohio.
Yeah. Christmas is going to be interesting. Okay, everyone have a good weekend. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.